the first way to make money owning a franchise, the first one is to buy an existing location, to buy a resale franchise. I start out with this one because it's one that is very uncommon that people don't know about. Right now, there's a lot of talks about buying businesses and buying boring businesses, but you can also buy a resale franchise. And they can be fantastic opportunities to for who? Let's talk about that. So for someone like we have a lot of people that reach out to us and want help finding a franchise, and they they're like, "Hey, Tariq, look, uh, I make six figures a year. I make a really good income, and maybe they're the only one that they're the breadwinner in their family. They've got kids. They're like, the idea of having to start over financially and lose my salary and my family is depending upon me. That's going to be a tough pill to swallow." And even if that's not your situation and you just like the idea of walking into a business that has existing cash flow, existing staff, it's already up and running, it's been proven, then buying a resale franchise could be a really good fit. And there's kind of two ways to go with that. You can buy a resale franchise that is already profitable, that's doing well financially, and is cash flowing. Typically, what's going to happen there is you're going to pay a multiple of the business's profits. So, as an example, the typical multiple for a resale business is somewhere between a 2 to 4 times multiple. Meaning, if the business is making 100 grand a year in profit, you're going to pay a 2 times multiple. So, between 200 grand to 400 grand. And a lot of that depends on how active the current owner is in that business. So the more a business is owner operated, meaning it's dependent on that owner, then the less valuable that business is when it goes to sell. The more the business has a manager or is run absentee or semi absentee and the business can operate, that increases how valuable the business is. So recently we had someone in our system working with one of the franchise brokers that we connected them with on our team that we work with and have our clients work with, and they found them a resale business that was for sale for, I think it was $850,000. And this guy in the zero profitable franchise system, our client, he sent me an email. He said, "Hey, this is this is a really expensive business. I don't know about this. This is a lot. This is a lot of money. This is kind of really outside of my comfort zone." And, for me, I live and breathe this world. I've bought and sold multiple businesses. So I was actually surprised to get the email because I just assumed that people thought like me, which is the higher the price of the business, typically the better it means the business is. Because when you're buying it for a multiple of its profits, the more expensive it is, the more profitable it is. So in this case, like that business should be making at least 250 grand a year in profit, if not more. And so you're going to pay a higher price for that. If a business is only selling for 100 grand, 150 grand, it means the business is not very profitable or the business is losing money. So the cheaper the business is, really the more it would be a turnaround opportunity, which is the second way to go about buying a resale franchise. So our second franchise that we bought, so we built one from scratch. When I say we, my wife and I, we built a brand new location from scratch in California. And then less than a year later, about 9 months later, we moved to Florida. I ran and operated that business and managed my manager from across the country. I did that for 3 years before we sold that location. And so we bought a resale in Florida when we moved there. Turned out that the location we bought was going to be a turnaround opportunity because it was not really making money. It was like just break even, maybe losing a little bit of money. So we were able to buy that business for a third of the price that it cost us to get the first location open. But the reason why we were able to get it so cheap is because the business was not making money and it was going to need some TLC, it was going to need some love. And I spent a lot of hours. It took me a good bit to turn that business around, but eventually I did. But that was me working in the store a good 40, 60 hours a week for almost a year. And a year later, we increased sales by 35%. So that's a turnaround opportunity. And that's one way that you can make money is by buying a resale uh, location. If you enjoyed this short clip from the podcast, you can check out another short clip right here. Or if you want to watch the full episode of this podcast, you can watch that here. And remember, knowledge is not power. It's applied knowledge that's power. Take care. Have a great rest of your day.